ComicCon is something that I look forward to every year. Ever since my last visit last year, I've been looking forward to this ever since I knew it was coming back. And yesterday, I had one of the greatest days of my life. Here is my experience at Bell County ComicCon 2025. I hope you enjoy. The first vendor that really caught my eye was this D&D inspired vendor. They had a bunch of dice and what seemed to be a bunch of collectible rings as well. I even got to try one on, but I didn't buy anything. My first purchase was actually at this plushie vendor. I saw this adorable little Waddle Dee plushie that I just couldn't leave behind. I can't wait for him to see his new home. The next booth was this horror booth that my mom fell in love with. I didn't buy anything here, but I did see this thing that reminded me of a Twin Bellas from Kid Icarus. There was another booth that had these adorable little kawaii stickers, and one of them immediately caught my eye. This adorable little Piplup one. I didn't buy it right then, but I did come back for it later. The next vendor I visited, I actually got to roll dice against the vendor himself to see if I could win a free D20. Unfortunately, I didn't win, but he let me keep the dice anyway. So, shout out to him. My next purchase was more stickers. This vendor had a sticker that immediately caught my eye. This one of Bandana Waddle Dee. They had a discount for a bundle, so I ended up buying 3 stickers altogether. More plushies! This vendor had a Kirby plush that would go perfectly with my newly bought Waddle Dee, so you know I had to buy that. You can meet all sorts of people at ComicCon. I even ran into someone who recognized my costume last year I went. I love Pokemon cards, and I found this vendor who was selling booster packs. I picked up a single booster pack of Journey Together, which you'll see me open later in the video. My next purchase, believe it or not, was actually recommended by the vendor herself. She had this adorable Kirby hoodie that I was finally convinced to buy. I tried it on when I got home, and it actually fit. The fit is super comfy too. This is one of my new favorite articles of clothing. This vendor that sold fake weapons and tools was one of my favorites to visit. They even had Monado replicas, but unfortunately, I couldn't afford them, so I had to leave it behind. At this point, it was around noon, so my family and I stopped at the food truck pavilion to buy lunch, after which I opened my booster pack. So I managed to get this one single Journey Together booster pack. It is probably going to be the only one I ever get. Okay. Oh, I'm holding it upside down. We have a Yukamori Carablast. We have Torchic, Lilligant, Alolan Graveler, Ents Castle. This is a really good card. Oinkologne, Selgor. Okay, here we go. Reverse Matei, Reverse Kamala. No way! This is the one pack! This is I'm kind of shaking.
She's not shaking.
I wish I had sleeves. This is such a rare card. After that, whatever the heck just happened, my family and I went to a different building in the convention center for a different hall. There were about 5 or 6 different halls in total, each with a different number of vendors. There was another card vendor at the hall we went to. Not only were they kind enough to lend me a sleeve for my rare pull, They also had an Ice-Q SIR, which I didn't even know existed until I saw it. I bought that card immediately. I love this Pokemon. At this point, we were all kind of tired, so we agreed to make a couple more stops before heading out. It was right about here that I finally went back for that Piplup sticker, which ended up being my final purchase at the convention. This was only just a small taste of what was actually there at ComicCon this year. I want to give a quick shout out to all the vendors who were kind enough to let me record at their booths. Their links to their websites and their Instagrams will be in the description. We were all kind of sore after the day, but it was totally worth it. I grabbed my Waddle Dee when we got back to the car and prepared myself for a long ride home. That is it for this video. I do hope you all enjoyed my personal experience at ComicCon 2025. I had a lot of fun recording this, and I want to do more of these in the future. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you all next time.